Hello everyone, welcome to this video where we will talk about how to install our Jetpack system into your game. This will be part of a three-part series. Part 1, we'll talk about installing the Jetpack system and talking about all the different settings of our jetpacks. Part 2, we will talk about getting our animations installed. And Part 3, we will talk about the jetpack models and how to add your own or change the existing one. So when you get the assets from me, you'll get this Roblox game. Go ahead and open it up in Studio so we can get started with this tutorial. Now when you open up your game, you'll see that in Workspace we have these two folders. One's called Animations and the other is called Jetpack Assets. We want to open up Jetpack Assets. And I've actually made installation very easy for this system. You just have to drag whatever's in these folders into their respective spots. So for example, with replicated storage, we want to take everything here, just move it into replicated storage. Server script service, same thing. Server storage. Starter GUI. Starter pack. Last but not least, we have starter player. Inside starter character scripts goes our last script. Inside starter character scripts, not player scripts. So now that we have all that installed, we can actually go ahead and remove this folder and go ahead and test our jetpack. Now our animations haven't been installed yet, so they will not work, but nonetheless we can still test it. So if we double tap, we can start flying, and we can go left to right, front back, hold spacebar to go up, control to go down. Now if you're on the Xbox, you can hold A to go up or L3 to go down. Mobile can hold their jump button to go up. To go down on mobile, PC, or Xbox, another way is just to look down and click W or move forwards, and that will work. To unequip, we just click the unequip button, and that will remove our jetpack and give us our tool. Let's talk about some of the settings we have for our jetpack. So we have this Jetpack Settings module. Go ahead and open that up. Make this a bit bigger for you guys. So here we have our default animations. In this case, we haven't actually installed our animations yet, so this ID is just some arbitrary number to you guys. We will talk about installing our animations in the next video, so we will leave that for now. We have our default sounds here. In this case, we have an idle, turn off, and turn on sounds. If you don't want a turn off or turn on sound, it's actually pretty easy to remove. You just have to delete it, or delete turn off sound, for example, or you can also delete the idle sound. In this case, we want all three, but if in your game you only want one or none of them or whatever, just remove them. Down here we have the rest of the jetpack settings. Change pitch of sound makes it so when we're flying, the pitch goes up or down based on how fast we're moving. I want that set to true for my jetpack. You can turn it off for yours if you wish. For animations, we are using the default animations. Of course, you can put in whatever number you want here if you want to change the animation ID for this particular jetpack. In this case, I'm happy with the default animations. For sounds, same thing. We're just going to use the default sounds. But of course, if you want to change your own sounds, you can. For each individual jetpack, all you have to do is make a curly bracket, and then just copy and paste this inside of here. And now we can change the IDs to whatever we want. And it will change the IDs just for that jetpack. In this case, though, we're just going to keep it default. We can change the speed of our jetpack. Right now, it's set to 60. Obviously, you can change it to whatever you want. Fly time describes how long you can stay in the air from 100% to 0% fuel. Refuel time says how long it takes to go from 0% back up to 100%. To add a second jetpack, it's pretty straightforward. We just copy all the settings from this one, add a comma, and put in our new jetpack here. Now, the way the settings works, we have to change the name of the settings. So right now, it's named jetpack, but say we had a commando morph, and we wanted to give our commandos a certain jetpack. We would name this one Commando Jetpack, and maybe we want them to go a bit faster than the rest of the jetpacks or something like that. Stay in the air for a bit longer. So now, if they had a tool named Commando Jetpack, they'd get these settings rather than the normal Jetpack settings. We'll talk more about the different tools and different Jetpack models in the third video. For now, that is all we need to know about the settings. In this case, we don't have a Commando Jetpack, we only have the one, so we will get rid of that. So that is the end of this video. In the next one, we'll talk about installing our animations, and then after that, of course, we will talk about different Jetpack models and adding your own Jetpack models.